Hi everybody, I'm Katie. For this week's art and design video, I was originally going to go over logo design, but since logo design is just one part of branding, I figured I'd start with that and then move on to logos in our next video. So there's a lot of design decisions that go into branding. Companies with strong brand identities have easily recognizable logos. Companies like Nike, Starbucks, Coca-Cola. I doubt many people would have a hard time picturing those logos. And what about their advertisements? If they didn't have the logo, would you know it was theirs? What would give it away? Would it be the colors, the lettering, the layout? Mostly every company has a set of rules to how their marketing materials can be created. How big the logo is, where it can be placed, what color options it has, primary typefaces, then secondary ones. Some things may change between different marketing campaigns, but a lot of the basic rules remain the same, since they'll most likely be listed in what's called a brand guide or visual identity guidelines. Within that, there will be specifications for what type of marketing material is being used. So if you were designing a postcard versus a poster, for example, there can be a lot of detail put into a brand's identity, which for someone who is just starting to think about these things for themselves or their business may be a bit overwhelming. Before you start to make any decisions about your identity, you need to take note of what exactly your brand is and what it hopes to accomplish, what tone you're setting, and how you want to appear to the public. Then, once you have this figured out, it's okay to take the next steps so things don't clash. For example, it would be unlikely for a serious, prestigious law firm to have a fun, cute, colorful logo and use something like Comic Sans as their typeface. Not that anyone should use that, but that's just my opinion. Basically, that's sending two different messages. You want everything to be cohesive, on brand. These are all the things that a designer has to take into consideration while creating advertisements for a company. They may not have to decide what the guidelines are, especially if they aren't even an employee of the company itself, but they still need to have an understanding to produce good designs. Check out our next art and design video where I'll go more in depth about what goes into designing a good logo. But in the meantime, here are a few books that talk about brand identity and what you can check out from the library through curbside pickup. First, we have Marketing Above the Noise by Popke, which at one point goes into detail about rebranding and how customer feedback comes into play if they don't exactly care for any changes you make to your logo. Then Building Strong Brands by Aker, which features some brand stories such as Kodak and Saturn's, as well as going into finer detail about what exactly is a brand identity. And even though this one's from 1996, the core concepts remain the same. Then there's The Next Evolution of Marketing, and that takes newer technology into account. So, like I said, all of these are available for curbside pickup through the library, and we will see you next time.